Prime Minister, Dr. the Honorable Keith Christopher Rowley, Madam Chairperson, Renuka Sagram Suklal, Minister of Works and Transport, Mr. Rohan Sinanan, Minister of Agriculture, Lands and Fisheries, Honorable Clarence Rambarat, Senator Dennis Moses, the listening and viewing audience. This weekend, ladies and gentlemen, we joined with our brothers and sisters across our nation in celebrating Emancipation Day. In the heart and soul of true Trinbagonians, citizens who recognize our land as one of the most multicultural nations in the world, we fully understand the deep, soulful meaning and repercussion of this day. Suffice it to say, it needs no further explanation than what any child in a history class or a curious person can find typing in the word slavery in Google and hitting enter. So easy it is to gain access to this information. It is heartbreaking and disturbingly troublesome to know how flippantly members of the opposition and their supporters casually throw this term around. However, even as history marches on and close to the bicentennial recognition of emancipation, links in the chain of mental slavery still persevere and are employed as a method of stifling control. One of the most nefarious remnants of our colonial days, sadly still effectively employed to divide us, is tribal politics and ideologies. And no party wielded as the United National Congress. Initially, only during the election season it would rear its ugly head. Like the Hydra from the Herculean task, it is multi-headed, spewing a sickening venom and very hard to destroy. Pitting neighbor against neighbor, family against family, it is an elections tool used by mentally and morally bankrupt leaders to rile up one side against the other in the absence of a logically and sensible plan. Like the old adage says, if you can't build them with the brilliance, you baffle them with manure. But what the UNC practitioners of tribal politics fail to realize is this: tribalism does not come with an on and off switch. When you irresponsibly eject rationally derived connotations into an already potent social concoction, it metastasizes into a cancer that corrupts and eats away at what makes us the unique gem we are as a nation, our tolerance. Unfettered, it grows to the point of bursting, resulting in a society that ultimately turns against itself. Is this what we want as a nation? A casual browse through social media might attest as to how far some of our citizens will go in an effort to inject hatred, violence, and invoke fear into our political discourse. Hate and fear. These are not the tools of a leader who seeks a better course through these socially and economically challenging times. Any so-called leader who will use the term slavery as a political tool to invoke an emotional response in our electorate lacks the ability and the credibility to sit with all citizens of our nation. To divide our multiracial, multi-ethnic, and multicultural country is to strike at the very pillar of the founding principle of our anthem. Every creed and race finds an equal place. What I'm trying to say, if I haven't been clear enough, is this: tribal politics is the tool of a coward who seeks not to lead, but is thirsty to drink from the cup of power. How desperate could a leader be for a drink from that political cup? To take so much consecutive licks at the polls is beyond comprehension. but some people are simply gluttons for punishment. The people of Princestown have been the unfortunate subject of this type of politics by the UNC for far too long. And if you want to see the results of tribal voting,
right choice, proud leader. The battle for our nation, your life matter, yeah. Real leadership, yo, we promise you forever. Vote me and them and everything will be much better, yeah. Strength and honor in 5 years of government. Never again will we allow mismanagement. Me and them is yet to say their love is permanent. Loyal to the flag and never bound to establishment. Who them try to trick and sell out, but them care by my vote, me not bow out. Them better move when we're the army a run out. All these sinful people will get run out.
Trinidad and Tobago, our political leader and the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley.
as I continue, the people of Princestown have been the unfortunate subjects of this type of politics by the UNC for far too long. And if you want to see the results of tribal voting, just look around in my constituency of Princestown. Why not reach across the aisle and support the government's legislative reform program? I could think of 3 million better reasons to work with all my colleagues, regardless of their political persuasion. In my many meetings with my future constituents, if I was used to carrying a big bag, I would have collected 3 million excellent ideas on how to work with the community to solve some of our basic needs. In the same Princestown that the UNC failed to develop between 2010 to 2015, when oil was $100 a barrel, if you didn't care to do it when we had money, now you want the electorate of Trinidad and Tobago to trust you to do it when resources are tight, to go into the UTC and NIB and play with the savings of our nationals to fund more half-baked pie-in-the-sky ideas? Are you willing to let the UNC gamble with your savings, retirement, and pension money to put into the pockets of their friends and families? You good with that? Did the contractor of the Beetham wastewater plant ever come back? Just asking. The UNC considers Princestown a fortress of support, impervious to any influence from the outside. But maybe that's why the basic necessities that the people of Princestown need can't get in. A wall strengthened by tribal politics that keeps out the infrastructural upgrades we need. A wall that keeps my home of Princestown under the shroud of poverty that needs to be removed. A wall so impenetrable that representatives now do not see the need to stop taking selfies and making hollow noise to provide the basic things we need. Tribal politics is the only thing they have brought to Princestown. And the only reward the good people in Princestown get for their loyal support from this UNC has been lack of proper representation. We have to move beyond this Princestown. We have to put the practice of tribal politics in the past, as it has brought absolutely nothing of value to our community. The strength of our people, of the citizens of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, is revealed when we come together despite our background, race, or religion. We have to put our differences aside to see through the smoke and mirrors. As your next member of parliament, it will be my duty to each and every one of you to work on your behalf. If we want to go far, we have to go together. It's that simple. If you believe you deserve an MP that can put aside the party politics and be mature enough to work with their political rivals and our constituency to do the job of representing you, I am the woman you need, and I am certain that my documents are in order. My name is Sharon Babulal, and I'm ready to work with and for Princestown to bring the change we need. We're doing this with the only Prime Minister who has the temerity to make the decisions we need to get the job done, Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley. The only political leader with the tenacity to hold the wheel of this nation and chart a course for us through these rough times, Dr. the Honorable Keith Christopher Rowley. And at the helm of the only party that has a proven track record to get the job done the right way, and that party, the people, is the People's National Movement. Thank you.